Hi friends, welcome to your 11th standard. We are focusing more on physics here. Now, first of all, we need to know what is physics. Before starting our physics curriculum, unless and until we are clear about what the title of the book means, unless and until you know the title, how can you enter into the subject or how can you understand the subject? So let's first take one idea of what is physics. Physics word is not new for you. It was introduced to you somewhere in 8th standard when you were said that your science curriculum has three parts. One is physics, second chemistry, third is biology. You are familiar with these three words. You are said that in your science book there are three parts: physics, chemistry, and third is biology. Now what is this? What are these physics, chemistry and biology? You are not aware at that time. If you are asked what is physics, then you will say one thing: the body moves, that is physics. The light travels, reflects, that is physics. Because you were told that these are the subjects, these are the chapters pertaining to physics. But you don't have much idea about what basically is physics. Then second part was chemistry in the book, in which atoms, that means oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, what all comes, that comes in chemistry. Thirdly, when you talk about living and non-living things, that becomes biology. That's what you know basically about. Let's see what is science actually. So science is nothing but, in Hindi it is called विज्ञान. विज्ञान का संधि विच्छेद करें, that becomes ज्ञान, means knowledge, and V stands for विशेष यानी कि special or detailed. Spatial or detailed. Now, studying Vigyan means taking spatial or detailed knowledge of something. What is that something? Your surrounding. Going into details of your surrounding, taking detailed knowledge of surrounding, that's called Vigyan. That's what the meaning of Vigyan. So here what we are doing is, we are going into more details of our surroundings. Now when we see our surroundings, here Vigyan, in Vigyan or in science, we are taking spatial knowledge about our surrounding. If you are taking common knowledge, that becomes Samanya Gyan, that is general knowledge. Now in science team, we are studying Vigyan, that means we are taking spatial knowledge. We are not that Samanya Gyan people. We are not that common man having general knowledge. We are now specialized persons having special knowledge of our surrounding. As we go ahead with the syllabus, you will come to know that what special you are. I bet after 2 years, you will be completely different. Looking to your surrounding, your viewpoint will be different from the common man. Because this is a science thing, विशिष्ट लोगों के लिए विशिष्ट ज्ञान, that is विज्ञान. No doubt it's a vichitra gyan also, somewhat clumsy. At times you will think, why we are doing these all things? Why necessary to, why, what's the need to go into this? But you will love that. Initially it will be a little hiccup, but later on you will be conveniently going through it. Now, science means taking detailed knowledge of our surrounding. Our surrounding, we basically classify into two groups. You'll immediately say, these two groups are living and non-living. And in 8th standard, you are introduced these two groups as biotic and abiotic. Biotic means living, abiotic means non-living. You might be immediately remembering that word. Now, biotic means living. So, studying the bio in details, yani living things in details. Logi word is taken from word logos, that is study. Study of biotics, yani living things in details, that becomes biology. So, science, part of science which is called biology is studying details of living things. Living things, in living things we include plants, animals and human beings. We study their detailed things. That goes to biology. Now in detail you can say that, suppose let's say a human hand moves. Hand moves means what? The muscles contract and relax, that is what we say. Then the heart pumps the blood to entire body. Heart is pumping the blood to entire body. In plants, you put water at the base to the root. You provide water to the roots, but that goes into the tree. In mango, you find that lots of water is there. How did it come from root to fruit? Root to fruit, how it traveled? So there's a transportation system inside the plant, which we know them as xylem and phloem. So that is going into inner details of living things. That is a work of biology. Next comes chemistry. You studied living in biology, details of living in biology, then details of non-living you take in chemistry. So chemistry deals with details of non-living things. Non-living things means what? See, there is a pen, marker pen, made of plastic. Plastic is a polymer chain of hydrocarbons. What are that hydrocarbons? Hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen put in a series. That becomes a hydrocarbon, chain of hydrocarbon which forms a plastic. So that is, we are going into details of chemistry. That details of non-living things, and that branch is called chemistry. Our surrounding was classified into two parts, living and non-living. Living organisms were studied by biology, non-living is studied by chemistry. So what remains? There is no third part in our universe. Our universe is classified into two parts, either living or non-living. लिविंग को ले गया बायोलॉजी, नॉन लिविंग को ले गया केमिस्ट्री, तो फिजिक्स के लिए क्या बचा? व्हाट डज फिजिक्स स्टडी? इट्स अ नाउ कंफ्यूजन व्हाट टू डू. In living things you study in biology, non-living you study in chemistry. What about this physics? What does this physics study? Dear friends, what does physics study? There is nothing remaining. Living here, non-living here, physics, no idea. So let's come back. Let's come to physics. Physics, the name itself says. Catch the last three words. It is ICS, which is reverse of SCI. And whenever ICS comes behind, that means you are studying science. Of what? Which is on front side. Now, ICS means short form of science. Means it is taking detailed knowledge of what? What is before it? Now, word physics is taken from word physique. This is taken from word physique. A very common word for us, physique. What does physique mean actually? It's a Greek word which indicates external appearance. It's a Greek word indicating external appearance. So here we are going to details of what is seen externally. Living and non-living are studied in biology and chemistry, but they deal with inner part of it. We deal with external part of it. So here we are going to details of external part of this living and non-living. What is that external part? The phenomena occurring with living and non-living which we see from outside. We don't go inside the living or non-living, but we see from the outside is what we study. Means in the surrounding, taking detailed knowledge of what we see with living and non-living things. As for example, let's take a simple thing. A person walks. When biology deals with this topic, they say that muscles in the leg contract and relax, and the person walks. The physics people will say this way. The person walks. See, this is the ground. Person puts his foot here, then he pushes the ground backwards. As ground cannot move backward, the person moves forward. That's the technical thing about walking. Once again, person putting the foot on the ground, he pushes the ground backwards. As ground does not move, the person moves forward. That is how we walk. You'll be saying, sir, you're joking. It's not that we push the ground. All of the people walking are pushing the ground. It's a very simple proof. You can do it by yourself also. Walk in some muddy or sandy place, walk 2 or 3 steps and see your footstep. You will find that your footstep will be somewhat like this. We'll have a depression here. What is that depression? You put your foot and you push it backward. That backward pushing creates a depression here, which proves that you are pushing the ground backwards. As earth is not able to move, you move forward. What if the ground would be moving? Moving ground means what? Either you are in a skates or you are on some boat and you start walking, you push the boat backward. The boat being a loose on the water surface, it moves backward and you fall down. That's why walking in boat is very dangerous. And when you are traveling in a small boat, you walk in, the boatman clearly says don't walk unless until I tell you. Secondly, skates, and when you go for learning skating, you find that the first instruction given to you is, when you are with the skates, please don't walk. You have to put the entire foot up and entire foot down. You cannot do walking like this. Otherwise, ground is movable, the wheels move and you fall down. Okay, so that walking phenomenon, as per physics, is pushing the ground backward and you move forward. What will you do if you want to move backward? Nothing, the same thing. You push the ground forward. You push the ground forward, you move backward. So pushing the ground backward, you move forward, pushing the ground forward, you move backward. That's a walking phenomenon. Connected to swimming. In swimming, what you do? You push the water backward and you move forward. Okay, the same phenomenon applied in swimming also. You push the the water backward and you move forward. And if you push the water forward, you move backward. That you might have experienced. So, this is a simple phenomenon walking. Now applied to swimming also. बस इतना ही नहीं you have suppose you have a car or a vehicle. Let's suppose this is my vintage car. In this car, if the wheel moves clockwise, that means it is pushing the ground backwards, and so car is moving forward. Walking phenomenon applied to car. The wheel rotating clockwise pushes the ground backward, the car moves forward. That's the forward motion. What is that? Application of walking. Application of phenomena occurring around us or application of physics is engineering. And if it becomes popular, that's called technology. So this is a moving motion technology in case of car. Okay. Now you'll be wondering how the reverse, how does vehicle move reverse? Simple thing is rotate in anti-clockwise. The ground will be pushed forward and the car will move backward. As you are doing, push the ground backward, you move forward, push the ground forward, you move backward. So here reverse gear is nothing but changing the rotation, reversing the rotation of wheel from clockwise to anti-clockwise makes the car to move backward. That's a simple engineering concept based on physics. Engineering is completely application of physics. And if that application becomes hit, that's called a technology. This is just an example of walking, nothing else. It was just an example of walking. We applied to swimming as well as we applied to make motion of vehicle. Swimming ka concept you can apply to ships also. In ship, what is there? There is a fan at the bottom. In the ship, there is a fan at the bottom. The fan is rotating. It is something like an exhaust fan. Simple exhaust fan which is called propeller. It cuts the water backward and so ship moves forward. If you want to reverse the ship, rotate the propeller 180 degree. It cuts the water forward, you move backward. It's simple concept of walking applied to ships also. That means what? In physics we study our daily life, which is occurring around us, all the phenomena we study, and then apply. Take their applications, that becomes engineering, and if the engineering concept becomes hit, it becomes a technology. So physics is the mother of engineering and technology. Using physics, you can easily go for engineering. That's why I told you that 11th and 12th, your concept should be very much strong so that you get your future studies more easily. Going to engineering and technology, physics is the base of it. Okay, so that is, we took just only one phenomena. There are plenty of such examples. Let's say one more example. Normally we see the colors. You look around you, you will find this something is blue in color, something is red in color, something is white in color, something is black in color. What is this colors? See, we know that white light is composed of 7 different colors. It came somewhere in 7th standard that white light is composed of 7 different colors from violet to red. Now, on everything, white light is falling. From where does white light come? From a natural source called sun or artificial source called tube lights, bulbs and all. This light falls on the surface. Suppose this surface, lights fall on it. The light falling is white light. Surface has a special capacity, has a particular property of absorbing all the colors except blue. It does not absorb blue, other colors are absorbed. It reflects only blue color. It does not absorb, so it returns back. Now that returning back color will come to our eye. So we receive blue color, we say that the surface is blue in color. So what we see is what is reflected from the surface. The surface has a particular property, it absorbs all the different colors except blue. So that surface appears blue. Now can you say white appears yellow? Why some surface appears yellow? Obviously yes. It will absorb all the colors except yellow. That particular surface will be absorbing all the colors except yellow. That means yellow will be reflected back and you will be receiving yellow color. You will say that surface is yellow in color. So that's how we see. Okay. So out of the white light, whatever color absorbed, that's fine. Whatever reflected back is what we see. So colors we see are mainly based on the reflected light coming. Okay. So that's how we see the colors. What will happen if all the colors are reflected back? What happens if all the colors, none of them is absorbed, all are reflected back? Then what will happen? You will immediately say, sir, it will be white. Yes, white is what? All the colors are reflected back, and we know that combination of all these colors is white. So that's how we see white color. The white color is reflection of all the colors. And if all the colors are absorbed, nothing. Nothing means what? Black. Nothing means no. All the colors are absorbed. None of the colors are reflected back. That means black. You find the surface is black. Why? Nothing came. So black is absence of colors. Black is actually not a color. It is absence of colors reflected from the surface. Anything in black in color absorbs all the light, does not reflect anything back, and that appears black. That's how we see colors. ये तो हो गया a phenomenon which we see in our daily life. Physics का एक part called colorimetry. In that we study such colors. अच्छा, applying it to other part, we know that with the light, heat is free. With the light, heat is free. You say, how, sir? Nothing comes free in this world. Arey yaar, come on. Go in the afternoon, go outside in the afternoon, you'll find heat के साथ light के साथ plenty of heat is free. Right now it is summer. In summer afternoon, go outside, stand in the sunlight. You'll come to know that heat is plentifully free with the light. Now, if the surface is white in color, it reflects all the colors. It reflects all the colors means light reflected back. So साथ में heat भी गई. अगर सामान नहीं खरीदा तो फ्री की चीज भी नहीं मिलेगी. So and all the things go back, and heat is also reflected back. What you get, what the surface gets is nothing. No heat up. It remains cool. So white is cool. Why is it cool? Because it reflects all the color and साथ में heat भी reflect करती, कुछ नहीं लिया. White is cool. What about the surface black? What about if surface is black? If surface is black, it absorbs everything, does not reflect anything. मतलब कलर के साथ साथ हीट भी एब्जॉर्ब कर लिया, तो क्या हो गया? गर्मा गर्म. So black is hot. You might have studied in somewhere in 6th standard. Your teacher must have said, do an experiment, go home, take a white surface, take a black surface, put it in the sunlight, see after a while, touch both the surface, you'll feel that white will be cool, black will be warm. Now you get the idea why it happens so. Because color के साथ, so light के साथ heat free है, अगर उसने सारा absorb कर लिया, means nothing reflected black, so it is warm, and if everything is reflected back, it is white, it's cool, does not absorb anything. इसीलिए white color is preferred in hot countries because sunlight is plentifully available, अंदर गर्मी ना लगे, इसलिए white कपड़े पहनने के. Our country, as being in the equatorial region, we find that plenty of heat is coming to us. इसीलिए people prefer white. You might have witnessed in rural area and in urban area also, people prefer white shirts, white clothes. White, very much hot. So inner part remains cool due to white. If you wear dark colors in summer afternoon, you will come to know what happens. Try if you want to. But polar regions, North American countries, European countries are in polar region. If they wear dark color, then that will be good for them because their temperature is usually low. In order to get some warmth, they wear dark colors. So dark colors are mainly made for polar regions, Western countries. And we in the being equatorial region, we cannot afford to have darker colors. Even we find that purchasing vehicles, our parents prefer white color and light color vehicles. हम बोलते हैं क्या यार इतने जैसी कलर है फिर भी टेकिंग व्हाइट सिंपल, बस एक खाली सफेद कलर मार दिया आपने गाड़ी ले लिया. द रीजन इज वी हैव आवर आफ्टरनून्स वेरी वेरी हॉट. इफ यू व्हाइट कलर कार, the heat absorb will be less, it will be comfortable inside. If you take a dark metallic color and dark color, it looks very fine. Tangy red, ultramarine blue, the colors are superbly dark and appear so much, and black color is awesome. But once you move in afternoon, you open the car, it's a furnace of 110 degrees Celsius. And you start AC, you say that company itna bekar hai, AC barabar nahi hai. It's not AC, it is a heat which has been absorbed and is continuously absorbing. So therefore we prefer white and light cars. Why? Because the reason is in polar countries fine, these hazy colors are fine. The dark colors are good for them because it gives warmth, gives less load on the heater. Okay, so you understand, we were studying colors and we came over to purchasing of vehicles. ये तो फिजिक्स की एप्लीकेशन है. अच्छा एक और बात इससे आगे, जवानी में सारे बाल काले होते हैं एंड बुढ़ापा आते आते सारे बाल सफेद हो जाते हैं. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. जवानी में सारे बाल काले होते हैं, बुढ़ापे में सब सफेद हो जाते हैं. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस एक्चुअली इन जवानी, यू हैव द ब्लैक कलर हियर, you absorb everything coming from around, and so your दिमाग रिमेन्स हॉट, यू आर बबलिंग, तोड़ी नाखू फोड़ी नाखू, इसको यूं कर डालू उसको यूं कर डालू, मैं ऐसा सहन नहीं करता, इट फील्स इंसल्टिंग टू मी। ये कब होता है? जवानी में होता है, दिमाग बहुत गर्म रहता है। वाई ऑल आर ब्लैक हेयर्स? वाई बुढ़ापा जैसे से आता है, सारे बाल सफेद होते हैं, बंदा ठंडा हो जाता है। क्यों? वाई डज नॉट एब्जॉर्ब एवरीथिंग। आपने कई बार अपने दद्दू के साथ डायलॉग किया होगा, बात की होगी कि माई डैड इज शोइंग सो मच टू यू ग्रैंडपा, व्हाई डोंट यू रिटेलिएट? एंड ग्रैंडपा वुड हैव सेड, जाने देने, ये तो है ही ऐसा पागल, ही इज अ क्रैकनर, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट। हम बोलते हैं हाउ कैन यू बेयर सो मच? दादू बोलते हैं छोड़ना यार, ये सफेद बाल ऐसे ही नहीं हुए। सो व्हाइट हेयर कीप्स योर माइंड कूल, ब्लैक हेयर कीप्स इट बबलिंग। तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप भी जाके सारे बाल सफेद करा हाईलाइट करा दो तो क्या मेरा दिमाग भी कूल है, इट्स नॉट सो, बट दैट्स द थिंग। सी, ब्लैक हेयर्स जवानी मीन्स उबलता दिमाग, व्हाइट हेयर्स बुढ़ापा मीन्स कूल दिमाग, दैट्स द डिफरेंस। तभी बोलते हैं ना कई बार बुजुर्ग, ये बाल कहीं धूप में सफेद नहीं किए हैं, इट हैज अ मैच्योरिटी ऑफ एब्जॉर्बिंग द थिंग्स व्हिच यू रिक्वायर, नॉट एवरीथिंग लाइक ब्लैक कलर। ये तो एक सिंपली कंपैरिजन था कि कैसे हमने कलरीमेट्री को कार का खरीदी में रखा है, एंड सेकंड इट द साइकोलॉजी ऑफ द पर्सन बेस्ड ऑन कलर्स। दिस इज एप्लीकेशन ऑफ फिजिक्स। सो फिजिक्स इज स्टडी ऑफ ऑल द फिनोमेना occurring around you, nothing new, just study all the phenomena, what you see is what you study, is called physics. Applied, the application of physics becomes engineering, and if the engineering application becomes hit, you create a technology. This is what is physics basically. इसमें क्या क्या पढ़ते हैं अगले सेशन में हम लोग लेंगे। थैंक यू।